We call this segment simply Capital Spotlight. We essentially put a member of the General Assembly in the spotlight for 5 minutes and talk to them about some of the things they've been working on. Early on in the session, we'd like to specifically invite some of the newest members to give you an opportunity to get to know them a little bit better. And it's my distinct pleasure to welcome a gentleman who is a freshman member of the Rhode Island House of Representatives, Representative Steve Casey of Woonsocket. Representative, it's great to see you.
Thank you, Dave. It's good to be here.
It's good to have you here. It has to be exciting. Congratulations on your election victory, and I know it must be exciting for you and your family. Speaking of that, can you tell our viewers a little bit about you, your family, and your personal and professional life?
Sure. I'm originally from Massachusetts. I came to Rhode Island 12 and a half, 13 years ago. And I've been living in Woonsocket. Actually came to Woonsocket 12 and a half years ago. And I ended up falling in love and marrying a girl from Woonsocket, third generation French-Canadian. And my family is still scattered about the New England area. And I went to college at Boston College and graduated in 1990. And I had a communications degree. I was looking into TV and radio, and I was hoping to be a sportscaster at one point.
Well, listen, now, I can appreciate that. You probably would have been pretty good at it, but what made you decide to start running into burning buildings?
Well, that was a long time decision. I actually spent 19 years in the financial services industry, in sales, customer service, as well as management, and part of that was in the mortgage industry as well. You know, it got to a point in life where I said I'd like to try something that I really want to do, help serve the people, and actually my mother-in-law, my wife's mother, she says, there's an opening, they're applying at the Woonsocket Fire Department, would you like to try it? And she cut out the article in the paper. I said, all right, let's do this. Let's check it out. So yeah, it was something that it was kind of a spur of the moment thing, but in the back of my mind, I had always wanted to do something. I actually took a test in high school that said I would be a great truck driver. So I don't know how that all worked out. But yeah, I've been with the Woonsocket Fire Department for 7 years now, just in January, and I truly enjoy that. It's a great profession, and I'd like to thank all those that serve in any capacity in the public service, public safety.
I'll tell you what, men and women who work in firefighting earn every single cent they make, because if you don't mind, I'll be just happy here talking on television. I have no desire to do that type of work. What about priorities for this session? You're new. Do you have particular pet projects that are important to you? What types of things do you hope to work on?
Well, I think that the most important thing, there's two very important things for the state, and these are things that I highlighted throughout my campaign. First is the fair funding formula for the schools, hoping to get that accelerated so we can get some much-needed aid for those struggling cities and towns. Secondly, jobs in the economy. We just most recently had the forum last Thursday. We canceled session and had a forum over at Rhode Island College. We need to bring as much new business as we can. We need to try and make it easy for businesses to come here into Rhode Island, and I think that's going to help spur the economy a little bit.
Now, what about your committee assignments? Tell us about that.
I've been assigned to the Labor Committee and also the Veterans Affairs Committee. Those are two things which I hold dear as a member of the labor community. As well, my wife's family and my family, many generations have all served in the armed forces and are currently serving.
Now, as you were running for office, what prompted you to do that? I mean, it's a big step. It's a lot of work. It's very challenging. What prompted you to throw your hat in the ring?
Well, my wife and I had discussed, our city, particularly Woonsocket, had been going through some very difficult financial times, and facing a lot of, the constituents are facing a lot of tough decisions. Some people don't want to be in Woonsocket anymore. The taxes are getting higher and higher, and we're looking into supplemental taxes at the time. And, we decided it might be something that, we could move to another city, another town, another state, and still commute to our respective jobs. But we didn't want to leave. We decided, let's try and do something. We can bring people together, make a change, and I think if we all work together, and that's been one of the keys, is we've got to bring everybody together despite political differences, and come to the table with all the good ideas, focus on positives, and make things change for the better.
Representative, thank you so much for taking time out of your day to talk to us before session. My best to you, your constituents in Woonsocket, and your colleagues here in the Rhode Island House.
Thank you very much. I'm glad to be here.
And of course, thanks to you too for tuning in. My name is Dave Barber. We call this segment simply Capital Spotlight.